Hi guys, this is Chris Voss from the chrisvossshow.com, doing a video post here to talk about a subject. Recently a few friends of mine got involved with someone who was a negative hater blogger, and there was also a recent New York Times article that talked about people being sued for their tweets or their blogging. So I figured I'd make a point and share things. Now you've all seen my little favorite quote that I put out. I didn't write it, of course, but it's tweet the way you want others to tweet you. And it's very important. Now, one thing that's always amazed me is how people talk on the internet as compared to how they would discuss something with a stranger in public. We all need to realize that what we're talking about is very public and it can be used against us. Now, whether it's verbally attacking people online or someone broadcasting their vacation plans and coming home to a burglarized home, what you say online on Facebook and Twitter, etc., can impact you financially. Well, there seems to be a lot of people that are being nice to each other. There is this dark undercurrent of haters. People will lash out at other people or try to antagonize them for their own jealous purposes. Now, most psychiatrists will tell you that these people lash out because they have internal issues of self-worth, hate, and disappointment in their lives. So they take out their aggression on other people that are enjoying their lives instead of dealing with their own problems. Some people think they are developing debate when their motives are just an envious passive-aggressiveness. In life, there's a difference between discussion and mockery, smartness, and just being a smartass. Now, if you go around poking enough people with sticks, eventually you'll awaken a monster that will rip off your arm. It's a very dumb idea. I know people that will sue people just so they can cost you attorney fees. They've got attorneys on retainer. Now, I also think the reason people get ugly on the internet is the same principle when people are in their cars as opposed to in public. They think they're protected in their little space. Remember that even though you may be sitting in the comfort over in your own home or office, you're publishing into a public broadcast. Now, one thing that happened recently to someone I know was a hater that worked on an employer's online business account and email launched a personal attack on them. Interesting enough, also on company time, the hater was so shocked to be informed that a legal notice of intent to sue was being served on the corporate attorney for the company that he worked for. The hater's boss was being contacted, told of the infractions, and the pending lawsuit. Sounds like a great way to lose your job, doesn't it? Just because you need to work out your own personal disgust with someone who's a hater. So, some recent things that have happened in the news. Courtney Love was sued by a fashion designer after she posted a series of inflammatory tweets, one calling the designer a liar and a thief. This is from the New York Times article that you'll see below in my post. A landlord in Chicago sued a tenant for $50,000 after she tweeted about her moldy apartment. Now, Demi Moore slapped back at Paris Hilton after revealing a photograph of the actress's daughter. A growing number of people began lashing out at their Twitter critics, challenging the not-quite rules of etiquette on a service where insults are lobbed in brief bursts, too short to include the social niceties. Some offended parties are suing, in some cases extracting a public mea culpa. In some cases, the payback's extreme. Mark Cuban, the owner of the Dallas Mavericks of the NBA, was fined $25,000 for criticizing a referee in a tweet after a game. The same laws of libel and defamation that apply to traditional media and the internet also apply to the internet, according to free speech experts. Defamation is when someone knowingly says something false that causes harm. Now, in the end, don't say anything unless you have something good to say, is what I always tell people, and always follow the golden rule. Do unto people as you would have done unto yourself. Tweet the way that you want to be tweeted. Now, life lessons are, of course, to follow those motives. But here's one more thing about this. The funny comment I always get from people when they're threatened with a lawsuit for something they've said or some damage they've attempted to do to someone's reputation is they always get, well, I have free speech, and you'll never win in court because I'm protected by free speech. Most people don't have to win in court. Once you get sued, you immediately lose whether you're suing or whether you're the suee. Okay? Now, getting sued has very immediate results. Call an attorney, find out what it costs to enter a lawsuit or to start defending one. It's a whole lot of fun. They'll start anywhere with a retainer of $2,500 to $10,000 or more. They put an immediate lien on all your assets. You cannot sell, trade, or do anything with them until your lawsuit is resolved. It is not fun. It most likely will cost you up to $50,000 if you are sued to go to case and take it to court. And then most times you end up settling and eating your court case costs. So in the end, the attorneys win. And that's real important for you to remember. Is it really worth going to court over what you're going to say about somebody? You may want to double check it. So here's my advice. If you're going to send a negative public comment about someone out on their reputation, ask yourself if it's worth $10,000 to $50,000. This is what it's going to probably cost you in the end, even if you win. Now, think twice. It's a whole different world when you're sued. Have the politeness that you would give to a stranger is the best policy, just like you would when you're walking down the side of the sidewalk. So, golden rule, tweet the way you always want to be treated. Don't say anything unless you have something good to say, and always follow the golden rule. Thanks for coming by, guys. Check out my one-on-one consulting, my workshops, and my ebooks, etc., etc. And be safe out there. Be careful what you tweet, and be positive. Right? That's the thing to do. Thank you very much.